You just inherited $100 billion. What ridiculous thing are you spending money on after all the common sense and helping others? Spending is done. I'm gonna spend $3 billion to try and track down this rich relative of mine no one ever heard of. Buys $3 billion mirror. Finds sorcerer's stone in pocket and lives forever. I tell everyone the same story. I'm going to breed the loudest rooster possible. Just keep breeding them till I get absolute vocal monstrosities. Then release them in neighborhoods of people I hate or anywhere for that matter. That's horribly awesome. Build a team to land one of those diamond meteors. Land it on Earth and then plunge the global diamond trade into freefall. Or you could just buy De Beers. Release all the current stock of diamonds they have and basically do the same thing. Diamonds are only as rare as De Beers says they are. They control the entire market. No, I don't want to buy De Beers out. I want to destroy them. With $100 billion you could probably just drone strike them. My dream home. It is a massive castle full of secret passageways. A labyrinth, and it is set on top of a mountain. I totally forgot about secret passageways in my comment. I would totally want this. A butler, not an assistant. A middle-aged, slight man with a posh accent called Jeeves who wears a tux with a frilly white shirt who calls me sir and hangs my coat up for me. I'd pay him a sick-ass wage and really integrate him into the family. And if I have disagreements with anyone I'd get him to respond to a click of my fingers by telling them, "Sir doesn't respond to ruffians." Better, you don't have to snap, he just knows exactly when to say it. Snap is simply a power move toward the other party in the argument. Jeeves knows what's up, he knows. Yep, with the snap, it shows power. Without it, it just looks like you're emotionally stunted and your butler has to rescue you every time you might be emotionally triggered and throw a fit. My friends and I all decided that if any one of us ever came into a ridiculous amount of money that we would buy or start a minor league baseball franchise and have the most ridiculous promotions and gimmicks. Like set off fireworks every time a member of the opposite team got a walk. Have a monster truck crash through the outfield fence at a random point every game. Buy a golf course right next to the stadium and give everyone in attendance a free golf cart if a foul ball lands in one of the holes. Stupid shit like that. Stem cell research to get me that much closer to immortality. I'd hire someone to stop the microwave at 1 second so I don't have to. Damn, until your comment, it never occurred to me to just Google how to disable microwave beeping. And I will hire someone to hit clear after you motherfuckers leave the microwave with a few seconds on the timer instead of on the clock. I don't know why it irks me so much when people, the GF, leave time left over on the microwave _doubly so when I use it to check the time and it's 1:21. When I'm eating dessert and I think how on earth am I still up? In this scenario it's really only till the 9:30 p.m. Firefly Season 2. The prompt set after common sense spending. 6 seasons and a movie. With that money, 12 seasons and a cinematic universe. Build my own island and float away. I'm not sure that's how islands work. Buying WinRAR. I'd buy WinRAR, but like actually buy WinRAR. The company, or rights, or patent, feels like the least I could do to set the creator up for life. Then I'll get the list of person who bought a license and give them $1 billion each. Then I'll still have 98 billions. WinRAR actually does pretty well for themselves. Not off of residential customers. Most of their profits come from commercial companies who buy subscriptions. I would buy New Zealand and rename it Middle Earth. That'll put it on the map. This map, I live in Canada. I would build a massive glass greenhouse on a private acreage and heat it up toasty and live in it, surrounded by lemon trees and fresh tomatoes and veggies, and make my own permanent summer. I'm also Canadian and legitimately have thought of this before. Like the Palm House at Kew Gardens, but much larger in scale. Yes. Hook up. I drive a Ford Fiesta, I'm dipping it in gold. It's funny because sometimes in my fantasy one think about getting a professional lift so I can finally work on my car when things go bad and I need to fix it on the cheap. But then I realize, if I had the money for a lift, I wouldn't need it, as I could finally get a car that won't break down once every 6 months. Plus your personal mechanic you can pay to follow you everywhere. Once you hit billionaire status, you will realize that driving your own car is for poor people. Traveling by car in general won't even be attractive. You can be helicoptered wherever you need to go. Plus driving your own car will deprive your driver of his job and livelihood. I'm going to build a giant maze designed after my fingerprint and hire someone to hang out in the middle in a Minotaur costume. With 100 billion you could probably fund genetic engineering to advance to the point where you can have a real Minotaur and still make that labyrinth big enough to be visible from space. Just remember not to accidentally combine your daughter and canine house pet. Too soon, bro. A wise man once said, "First I would not, because I need post-nut clarity." FR though, post-nut clarity is something most people can only hope to achieve their whole lifetime. I don't get post-nut clarity, I just get post-nut shame. That's it right there. It is now clear to you, the way you achieved the nut was a shameful. Dress up as a homeless man and give $10,000 to every person that tries to give me money. Edit. Confused by so many people saying that my idea is ridiculous. Isn't that kinda the point? Edit 2. To stop people from catching on to what's happening. The individuals would receive the money indirectly from myself, therefore never knowing it was from the homeless man they were so generous to. I love the idea, but that'd be fun precisely 4 times. Then word gets out and you're swarmed by the hungry masses of average middle-class Joes looking for a handout. They'd eat you. You, Buxton HD. What if I swap up disguises and move from city to city? Soon everyone will be helping the homeless, hoping it's me. With that type of money I can add guac to my burrito without having to ask how much extra it is. First, that's happiness. I would have a documentary created about me and get David Attenborough to narrate it. And there Scooty goes, eating her 5th bowl of cereal today. Fascinating. We believe the Fruit Loops stuck in her hair serve a dual purpose in warding off predators and attracting a mate, or possibly attracting predators and warding off a mate. I'm going to buy and plant 20 million trees. Luxury private airship. It's like a yacht that can go anywhere. We're going to party like it's 1931. Fund genetic engineering and make myself breath underwater. Then sink a real pirate ship and just live underwater throwing tridents at anybody that comes near. You alone have grasped the true limits of this question. You, Axiax 824. A gigantic plot of land in which I will recreate popular levels from Halo, Call of Duty, GoldenEye, etc., as separate paintball arenas. Common sense? Helping others? Dude, with $100 billion, I'm gonna live in a castle and hire an army to defend it and people to live in it so that I can be a king. Kings weren't kings by paying the serfs. It was the other way around. Paying a bunch of goons to defend you when nobody is attacking just means you're paying a bunch of people to do nothing. So you're actually the peasant in this example. It isn't cheap to start a country. It will be immensely profitable, believe me. I mean, you could probably start a country pretty cheap if you're not picky about where. Just pick a small uninhabited island that's part of an impoverished country and offer to buy it. Then you've got a sovereign nation and lots of money remaining to create infrastructure.
Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.